All right, so here we are, Fuji International Raceway again. Uh, this is, geez, at this point, I think race five. I think race five. Fuji has not treated me well. We're gonna go through this race right from the start. I start in seventh position, setting a 142 lap, a 142 something. Most of these guys are in the 142s. I get a great start, leaping up into sixth place by this point. I'm three wide here going into this turn, so being careful, but I do snake sixth place right off the start. And yeah, I will say, uh, Fuji has not been kind to me. It's made me feel maybe like the Lance Stroll of sim race drivers. This driver on my left, you can't see. I'm going to go to this. He's very close to me, kind of weaved into me at one point. But I have taken fifth place because he swung wide in that first turn. And so race is off to a good start. The people around me are qualified about my pace, so I'm thinking I can hold my own here. And we just got to make it through the first lap to make sure everything settles in. This is the final day I'm going to be racing at Fuji. Tomorrow it runs for a little bit, but I have to work, and then probably by the time I get home, we'll be racing Imola. But I enjoy the track. I have not enjoyed my experience here this week. Some of it my own doing. It's a very difficult track to drive. Places you think you would be going very fast, you're not. Um, some of it my own fault, and some of it, as you're going to see, the doing of some of those around me, as I try to push on and be a little more aggressive. One of the things I'm coming to the realization of, though, is um, my I rating at this point is about 1400. Have a little bit of a collision there with Kenneth behind me. Um, and it seems like I'm in the mid 1400s, and it seems like the people around me are racing about the same. When I get up much higher, it seems like the drivers are significantly faster than me, so I'm going to have to work on that. I am coming up on, in a couple months, a year of sim racing, and while I've learned a lot, I don't think I've learned enough. So we're going to see how things go. I am currently in fifth place, um, being pressured by Kenneth Hart behind me and Javier behind him. I'm looking forward to a fresh start at a different track. Okay. Still doing pretty good, though, and still feeling comfortable. Tires have settled in by this point as we're through lap 2. Heading up to the straightaway here. See that driver in front there loses a little bit of grip. That's common in this part of the turn. And it's common here, too. So I'm trying to be cautious. So far, so good. Okay, so here we go down the strip. I have draft of the driver in front of me, who doesn't seem to be going that fast because he's not catching up to number 5. So I decided to switch to number 5. And this becomes risky. And I know this is a risky move, but at this point, what the hell, right? Send it. So 3 wide going into this turn. Little bit of door bumping there. Almost 4 wide. I'm able to get 4th position initially, but I just don't get a good run out of that line. 15 there is pushing me. He is now in 4th. I'm on the inside of this turn, which is where I don't want to be. He's definitely secured 4th position. I'm still back in 5th and kind of in the clutches of Powell behind me. Powell tries to go the inside there, but I get a better run out of this than he does. So I'm able to secure this. And this is where things are going to go wrong. Look at the pink car there behind. That is Yann Bautier from France. And I guess he just decides he's going for it. So I get a little bit of a collision there. I am down in 6th position at this point. Jan right on my tail. I still have the advance in. Yeah, so let me back that up just so you can see it from a trailing car view. And I looked at this earlier, and he practically doesn't even turn the car when he slams into me, as you'll see from this far chase view. Here we go. Just like accelerates right into me. Very frustrating. I get back on the road. I am now down in 11th place and about to lose 11th to number 22 here. Rafa, fairly, he has a better run out of me, but I'm a little annoyed with Jan at this point. I don't even really realize who's done it, but I'm just, okay, fine. Let's settle in and see what we can get back from this. Yeah. Good pass by Rafa. I give him plenty of room. Behind me is Jeff Boz, who is going to pull a great maneuver here in a minute. That I actually watched him do it multiple times after the race to see how he did it. He just made some great judgment calls, and it's coming up right here. So as you go into this, you're in about 4th gear, sometimes dropping to 3rd, but you have to kind of slow the car down. He goes to the inside and just makes this turn stick. Like, just really great pass. I have to hand it to Jeff. That was a fantastic pass on his part. But it moves me back into 13th place, which I am thrilled about at this point. I'm losing 5 iRating if I end in this position. I'm still in the thick of it with a lot of people around me. Up ahead of me, 2 cars go off. Oh, look, Jana's involved in that accident. Incredible. I don't realize that that's the same driver that hit me at this point. But sure enough, that was him. All right. I want you to see this actually from this view. Watch the 2 cars in front, Jan and Jeff. As Jan goes to the inside, brakes way late, shoots between these 2 cars, nearly taking them out as well. Just, you know, look, we're all learning at this level, but for God's sakes, man, that was terrible. All right, so now I'm in 11th place, right behind Jeff, who's done a fantastic job passing me. I would love to catch up to this group in front of me. Jan is right behind me, which again, at this point, I don't have the wherewithal to realize Jan is the same driver. You see he goes wide there. I do realize there's a driver behind me, about 6/10 behind me, and I want to open that gap up to him. After seeing Jeff pull that move, I think Jeff is going to pass the car in front of me, and maybe I can get involved as he slows that car down. Here comes Jan again. Again, you know, you have to, I think, have a little bit of patience here, in the sense that everybody at this level, I'm not an expert, clearly. I'm still learning. I'm trying to get better. I think everybody probably is. But Jan could maybe use some coaching. So yeah. Okay, so here we go down the main straightaway. Jan 7/10 behind me. I'm 1.2 seconds behind Jeff in front of me. Big long train of drivers here. You saw what Jan did last time. Let's see how he handles this time. Decides to maybe be a little more cautious this time. It's probably a result of him nearly killing himself and everybody else last time. I get a much better exit out of there. Open up the gap just a tenth. Still 7/10 through that whole lap. 8/10 now. I'm determined to kind of spread him out. I'm about a second ahead of him now. Still a second ahead of Jan. In 11th place. Lap 6 of 15. Jan catches up to about 5/10 right there. Again, I don't realize this is the same driver that took me out. I think if I did, I might have been more nervous. But quite frankly, I'm just focused on the drivers ahead of me at this point. I get an off track right there, but I'm willing to take it to get a good run. Jan is 5/10 behind me, so he's drafting off me, which I'm not excited about. Now 4/10. I'm thinking I'm going to lose this position to the driver behind me. 3/10. 2/10. He makes a feint like he's going to go to the inside, but I think he maybe learned his lesson after the first couple incidents. He certainly didn't say anything over the radio. Coming out of there, I get him back to 5/10. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit, as this is a bit of a train for a couple laps. I am 2 seconds behind Jeff in front of me. Jan behind me again, closing in down the straightaway. Some drivers behind getting an accident. Again, he's unable to get that done. I take an off track there just to get a better launch intentionally. Open it up to about a second again. Kind of getting my legs under me. He is faster through this section than I am. We are on lap 8. Okay, so let me back that up just a little bit there. And let's go to Jan and see what happens, because something happens to him where he loses a bunch of time right here. I think he just went wide and slid while I'm already on the accelerator. So I'm now a second and a half ahead of him going down this straight. So I gained a second this lap to get ahead of him. I am still in lap 9. I am still in 11th position. Okay, and now Jeff has passed Rafa in front of me. Rafa's in the yellow car there. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's going to let me catch up to them a little bit. Or maybe they're going to have some kind of accident because they are still battling hard. You can see them battling hard here. There's me behind them. But Jeff finally gets the move solidified. And I am 3 seconds behind Rafa at this point. So considerably far back. Now, Jan, let's go back to me. Jan is a second and a half behind me through this whole lap. I got a little bit faster through the third sector by this race. I'd learned a couple areas where I was taking off the throttle I didn't need to be, or I could feather the throttle a little bit. That is not an off track, by the way. 1.7 ahead of Jan. So I'm opening up that gap just a little bit, and I'm 1.9 seconds to Rafa. So I have 1.8. So I've cut out of Rafa an entire 1.2 seconds. So I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe I can catch him and take 10th position. Let's work on it. I'm stopping worrying about the driver behind me at the moment. And now I'm focused entirely on Rafa in front of me. going to fast forward through this just a little bit. I don't get quite the closure of the gap that I wanted this lap, but I do close in on him a little bit. So as we exit this, I'm still at 1.9 seconds. You can see behind me, and let me back this up, Jan has been passed, right here in fact. Jan gets passed by David. Good pass on David's part. I like how Jan didn't hit him. And it happens. And so here we go down the straightaway. I am 2 seconds clear of David. David to the inside, Jan to the outside, but David keeps the move and opens up the gap to Jan at this point. All right, David now 2 seconds behind me. We are on lap 11. I'm going to skip forward a lap to lap 12. There we go, lap 12. I'm still in 11th place. Not catching up to Rafa, who is actually pulled away from me. David has pulled within 1.5 seconds behind me. I'm still focused on Rafa and wondering why I'm not catching up to him. Not so focused on David at the moment. I'm going to skip forward one more lap. All right, so here we go into lap 13. David 1.3 behind me. I have closed the gap to 2.5 to Rafa. Hoping to get something done here. This is the difference, not a huge one, but between 11 and 6 points if David is able to pass me. And he is catching me, like it looks like he's reeling me in. I am reeling in Rafa slightly, but not as fast as David's reeling me in. And, I mean, it's not a huge cut there. I go a little wide there. But I do get a good run out of there, though. If I can, eke out, or if I can maintain 11th position, I would love it at this point. That would be ideal. I'd love to catch 10th, but I just don't see it happening. Because I'm just unable to close that gap fast enough. And I know that we're heading into lap 14 here. David 1.3 behind me. And entering the main straight, David 1.5 behind me. So, okay, I'm opening the gap to him. I've closed the gap to 2.4 to Rafa. 2 laps to go after this one, lap 14 and 15. Maybe I can make something of it. Looks so slow from that perspective. There's Rafa out ahead of me. Close to 2.5. David at 1.3. 2 laps to go. I swing a little wide here, but maintain control of the car. You can lose the car right there. I have many times if you're not real careful. You can see how I'm feathering the brakes and downshift to third, fourth, down to second, left turn. But David gets a much better run out of there, closing up almost 0.6 of the gap on me. Rafa's opened up 5/10, so losing that position really hurt. I hear something up ahead. Oh, it's an accident. Driver's gone off the road, so I had 10th for a moment. I get it back for a moment. David gets a better run out of that turn than I do, though. Great pass on his part. We're going to drag race down the main strip here, but David honestly has the position. And he's going to get this move done right here. So good move on David's part. He's gone from 12th to 10th place in the span of an accident and then passing me. And I'm hoping, oh, maybe I can just catch him before the end of this. We're on lap 15. This is the final lap. I am right on him. But at the same time, I'm not willing to risk a whole lot at this point. Let me just finish this in a positive way rather than losing a couple more points and losing points. It was a good pass on his part. Three tenths behind him. Really trying to pressure him. I could have done better there. Might have helped, but he's doing great. And it doesn't look like I'm going to catch up to him at this point. So I ease off because this is just the part where everybody screws up. Behind me is Jan. Oh, but Jan's like 4.5 seconds behind me. You see him right there. And so we're going to end, again, I think this is race 5. We're going to end race 5 in 11th place. Not a great showing again. As I go back and I think about this, I wonder what I could have done differently. I maybe could have given Jan a little more room. I didn't have the spatial awareness to realize this was the same driver causing the same issues. If I had known that, I may have gone ahead and just let him cause his own problem. But as it stands, 11th place will have to do. So what does that do to my results? Well, starting in 7th place and ending in 11th, I gain 4 incident points. I gain 11 points of I rating, still at 1446. Again, I was at 1500 at one point at the start of this week, and I gain a little bit of safety rating, which I'm not too worried about at this point. So not a great race for me, not the worst. I completed it, so that's something. But I'm ready to say goodbye to Fuji. But before I do, I'm going to get one last race in. I should mention this is also the Open, Porsche Cup Open division. So again, people have different settings on their cars. And I'm going to do one more Porsche Cup fixed event and then call it for Japan.